two players, Morris and Burton, when they are healthy, when they are ready to return to the game. But that probably will not be tonight in the starting lineup anyway. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back tomorrow, get the starting lineups, and get set to tip it off here from Norwich High School as the Purple Tornado take on the Golden Eagles in the championship game. As you listen to Norwich basketball on AM 97 WCA10.
That'll be perfect. Go back.
Be groovy. How well they're going to be able to hear us, but do the best we can. Hi, everybody in the cafeteria. Hope you can hear us.
Stand by.
Working out the bugs here this evening.
AM 97 WCHN back at Norwich High School. Jeff Bishop and Matt Downing along with you tonight as we get set to tip things off in the championship game of the Norwich Tip-Off Tournament. Two state champions, two defending state champions, Norwich from Class B, Whitney Point from Class C, and 2 years ago these two teams met in the finals of this game. An overtime affair that was a big thriller, and we'll see how things go tonight. Bob Blazer getting set to tap things off against Mark Klossner. And the tip goes to Charlie Whiteman right to the basket and off the glass. Two for Charlie Whiteman, and Norwich goes up quick, 2-0.
One thing about Norwich High School, it is a small gym, and that's a certain advantage for the Norwich Purple Tornado as turnover. Whitman again.
Charlie Whitman on the steal and make it 4 points now for Charlie Whitman, doing his scoring from the inside today. Both easy layups, and Norwich puts the pressure on Whitney Point. McIntyre has problems getting it inbounds, and Whitman called for the foul.
Pressure defense from Norwich, something we saw a lot of last year, and going up 4-0 and still going, or actually starting the game with full court pressure.
They like to use the pressure. They like to get into their transition game because then they can fast break, and that's the Norwich style of basketball. Kind of a run and gun, so to speak, the last couple of seasons. They work it along the baseline, and Jason James on the steal. James, the pull-up jumper from 12. He misses. Rebound by Whitman, and he takes it outside. Now he pulls up on the baseline, takes a jumper from just inside the three-point arc. Rebound by Maynard. He misses on the shot, and it goes out of bounds. And it will be Norwich ball. Whitney Point ball, excuse me.
Ooh. Looks like two Whitney Point players knocked it out, but...
Mark Klossner will inbound against Bob Laser. He gets it into number 21. That's Mike Stolarczyk for the quick steal again by Charlie Whitman, whose pass to Chris Maynard goes awry along the baseline. And now Whitney Point will have the ball again, but yet to get it out of their half of the court because of the pressure from Norwich. Quick run through the starters. Charlie Whitman, Chris Maynard, Glenn Van Houten, Bob Laser, and Jason James out there for Norwich. Scott McIntyre, Joel Welch, Mike Stolarczyk, Doug Lawrence, Mark Klossner for Whitney Point, and finally gets it down to the other end. And 2 points for number 21, Mike Stolarczyk. Whitney Point on the board, trailing 4-2. Back the other way, they go inside to Van Houten, who dishes back out to Bob Laser. Works around the three-point line and drives. Tries to pass interior to Van Houten, and it's intercepted by the Eagles. And here comes Whitney Point back down. Stolarczyk works it down to McIntyre. Now Stolarczyk will set up outside. McIntyre guarded by Jason James. They go inside to number 20. That's Joel Welch. His shot misses. Rebound by Whitney Point, and they put it back up and in. Joel Welch on the putback.
Got his own rebound that time, using his speed to get that rebound.
4-4 our score as Jason James works it up for Norwich. Finds Van Houten at the top of the key. Lob pass into Laser. He gets the catch and goes up strong to the boards and scores the points. 2 for Bobby Laser. Norwich up 6-4. 6:17 to play in the opening period as Whitney Point brings it down. McIntyre faces a double team and snaps it back outside to Joel Welch.
Whitney Point content to keep it outside. They had it inside, they move it back outside.
McIntyre for 3. He misses. Glenn Van Houten fights for the rebound with Doug Lawrence. And the call will go against the Purple Tornado. Foul number 1 on Van Houten. No. Jump ball. Is that the call? Possession arrow goes for Whitney Point, so the Golden Eagles will keep it on their end of the floor. They work it out front to Welch. Welch and Stolarczyk take catch, and now it'll go over to McIntyre. They keep it outside, trying to find someone working in. Ball stays out near the midcourt stripe, and a carry that time, it looks like by Welch, and he lost it out of bounds, and Norwich will take over on the turnover.
Flirting with his ass there, almost backcourt violation. Tried to stop from being backcourt and just lost the handle on it.
Jason James works it up for Norwich, gets it to Maynard. Maynard tries to go between the legs, loses the handle. Comes back up with it, feeds it inside to Van Houten. He can't catch the pass. Turnover, here comes McIntyre for Whitney Point. And he turns around and brings it back outside, and he'll work it out with Welch. Welch guarded by Charlie Whitman, who has a few words for him as they work it outside near the midcourt stripe again. Welch now in trouble. Looks for Klossner, intercepted by Van Houten. He's all alone down the court and has it stripped from behind by number 34, Doug Lawrence. Lawrence knocks it out of the hands of Van Houten. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Norwich ball. 5:10 to play in the opening period. Norwich up on top, 6-4. Jason James, long inbound pass to Chris Maynard at the top of the key, now around to Laser. Laser drives into the paint, goes up with a one-handed jumper, misses. Van Houten for the rebound. And he gets the putback. 2 for Glenn Van Houten. 8-4. Norwich on top. 5 minutes to play in the opening period. Pressure defense again. This time Whitney Point gets past it and gets it up to Welch. Now Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk over to McIntyre. McIntyre guarded by Jason James. He puts it on the floor. Has to pick up his dribble. Drives it to Welch. Welch goes inside. Dumps it off to Lawrence, who had nowhere to go. And they go back outside again.
Welch went inside. Was going to go up against Van Houten, then pass it off. Travel.
Norwich playing some tough man-to-man defense, and so far Whitney Point has not been able to solve it, not getting any good looks at the basket. 8-4, Norwich leads with 4.5 to play in the opening period from Norwich High School. James now works it to Maynard. He goes baseline, passes off to Van Houten, who goes up off the glass. All alone in the paint that time. Good look by Jason James, and Van Houten gets the deuce.
Maynard did not start a lot of games for Norwich last year. Might not have started any, but starting last night and tonight. And a nice pass that time from underneath to Van Houten.
Welch brings it up and works against Charlie Whiteman. Welch and Whiteman stay outside. Now Welch picks up his dribble, looks for help, gets to McIntyre. McIntyre now against James, faces a double team. Gets around, Jason James goes inside. Nice dish that time to Stolarczyk, who scores the points, and it's 10-6 Norwich. Jason James back the other way, gets it to Bob Blazer. He goes baseline and loses the handle, knocked down of bounds, and it will be Whitney Point ball.
Wonder if this could be a bad ball. A lot of people having a hard time dribbling it and handling it.
A bad ball?
For some reason, both teams seem to be having a hard time hanging on to it.
Whitney Point inbounds to McIntyre, and now Welch. Welch comes up all alone and passes off to Lawrence. Lawrence now works it back outside, and here they go out front again. Stolarczyk being guarded by Maynard. Stolarczyk picks up his dribble and looks for some help, gets to Lawrence, and he drops it off, and now it'll be Welch. One guy we haven't seen touch the ball much is number 35, Mark Klossner. He gets his hands on it that time and quickly gives it back up to Welch. Welch working against Whiteman inside the three-point arc, now back out to McIntyre. They stay outside, all of this action going on outside the three-point lane. Near the midcourt stripe, steal by Laser. He's all alone for the jam, and he can't get his steps down, loses the handle and misses the shot. Just some early season problems for Bobby Laser on that play. And now Klossner will bring it up himself. Throws it down to Welch. Welch in the corner, and he works it back out to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk now drives inside. Nice move underneath. He lays it in, and it's 2 points for Stolarczyk. 10-8. The Norwich lead cuts to 2. Charlie Whiteman now brings it down and drops it off the Laser. He can't get the handle. Finally works for it and finds the ball. Loses it on the pass, though, inside. And here comes Stolarczyk. Has his pocket picked by Glenn Van Houten. Van Houten to the rack, and he lays it in for 2. Glenn Van Houten, his 6th point of the night. 12-8. Norwich on top by 4. Whitney Point back the other way. Chris Maynard with the steal. He looks for Whiteman. Whiteman spots up outside three-point land. Off the back of the rim, he misses. Rebound by Van Houten. And a traveling call against Norwich. Whitney Point ball.
Van Houten showing good hustle that time as he fell. He traveled with the ball, but good hustle by Van Houten on 2 accounts. First on the last basket, and then right there with the steal.
Now Whitney Point turns it over underneath their own basket as they play catch in the lane with it. And Jason James will inbound for Norwich.
Legal forward pass,
I guess. James snaps it into Laser. Laser goes along the baseline and pulls up for the shot. He misses. Rebound by Lawrence. And ahead comes Whitney Point. Welch now. Welch outside the three-point line. Gets it to McIntyre. He goes in the paint. Drives in, misses the shot. Van Houten might have had something to do with that. He gets the rebound, and up comes Norwich to Charlie Whiteman. And going for the pass, Whiteman is fouled by number 20, Joel Welch. Charlie Whiteman never short for words out there on the floor. Has a little discussion with the officials after the play. It will be Norwich ball. They lead 12-8 with 1:53 to play in this opening period for Norwich High School. Jeff Bishop and Matt Dowling along with you. Title game with the Norwich tip-off tournament. A couple of state champions matching up here. And we have our first substitution of the night as Keith Kaminsky checks in for the Golden Eagles, and Welch, who just had a scuffle with Charlie Whiteman, goes to the bench and gets a few words from Coach Abrams. Norwich ball, Jason James works it to Laser. Laser outside the three-point line. Now to Maynard. Maynard along the baseline, pulls up for the jump shot, misses. Glenn Van Houten comes away with a loose ball and gives it up to Whiteman, who gives it right back to Van Houten in the paint. Turnaround jumper, misses off the front of the rim. Rebound, Whitney Point, and McIntyre controls for the Eagles. Stolarczyk now with the ball, and he plays catch with McIntyre, guarded by Jason James outside. Around to Stolarczyk. They stay outside the three-point line with all their action. Pass to the fresh guy, number 14, Keith Kaminsky. He fumbles it out of bounds, and Norwich will take over. Twelve to 8, Norwich up by 4 as Laser inbounds to Jason James, who's run the point for the most part tonight for Norwich. He brings it up against McIntyre, goes right in the lane. And a foul called as Jason James drives inside. Looks like it'll go against Stolarczyk, I believe, on the block.
Yep.
Stolarczyk, his first foul of the night.
2 team fouls for Whitney Point, 1 for Norwich.
James will inbound, and he gets to Maynard. Maynard now dumps it into Laser on the blocks. He turns and goes inside. He'll get the shot and the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Bobby Laser. First real solid inside move for him, I think, tonight. He's had a couple where he, I don't know if he's just not into his game yet, but didn't look real solid on his inside moves. That one, though, a nice one as he got down on the blocks and made a turnaround move, went inside and scored the bucket.
Roll underneath the basket, put up a nice shot, and good strong shot, too, because he fouled pretty hard that time.
14-8, Norwich up by 6. Chance to make it 7 with the free throw as Laser toes the stripe. He hits, and it's a 7-point lead with 1:07 to play in the opening period for Norwich. McIntyre gets it inbounds to Kaminsky. Kaminsky now will work it around against Whitman. Whitman on the floor. And McIntyre now going to be called for over the back against Whitney Point. Turnover again. And Norwich will have the ball. A lot of turnovers for the Golden Eagles that haven't gotten a lot of shots at the basket. A minute to play in the opening period as Charlie Whitman works it against Kaminsky. Whitman pulls up just at the free throw line and knocks down the jumper. Nothing but net, 17-8, Norwich on top. Klossner now has the ball for Whitney Point. Works against the press, gets to McIntyre, and McIntyre will bring it up against James. Goes to the top of the key and then pulls back outside. McIntyre works to the free throw line, then dumps it off to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk back outside, and now McIntyre again. Steal by Maynard. Maynard against Stolarczyk. Down the floor, and here comes Maynard. Misses the layup. Jason James there for the rebound. He is fouled, and good thought on his part. Try to throw the ball up there, but he didn't have any chance of making a shot. So Jason James fouled on the play by Whitney Point.
Moment of hesitation there by James. He anticipated the Whitney Point player coming in that time. And McIntyre went up, came down on his back, and that's when the foul was called. Some substitutions now for Norwich.
Jim Boyer checks into the ball game for Maynard, and Jason Lawrence, seeing his first action tonight, comes in for Glenn Van Houten. So it'll be Whitman, Lawrence, Boyer, Laser, and James on the floor for the Purple Tornado for the final 21 seconds of this first quarter. Whitman for 3. Knocks it down. 3 points for Charlie Whitman on that one, and it's a 20-8 Norwich lead. Now Whitman tries to pick Kaminsky's pocket from behind. Kaminsky has to tie it up with Jason Lawrence. That'll be a possession arrow now going Norwich's way, so the Purple will have the ball.
Good hustle that time by Charlie Whitman from behind, knocking that one away.
Nine points on the evening for Charlie Whitman. And now with less than 10 seconds to play, Jason James brings it up, drops it into Boyer. Boyer off the glass, and he scores uncontested underneath. And that'll end the first period. Norwich in a tight one to start with, but at the end putting on a run and now lead 22-8 at the end of the opening period. We'll take a quick timeout and come back for the second quarter of action as you listen to Purple Tornado Basketball on AM 97 WCHN. All right. Was it a 10-0 run or was it a 12-0 run?
No, it's a 10-0 run.
10-0?
No, it's going to be 12-0. It was 10-8.
It was 10-8, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 10-8.
That's what I thought. That's why that was my question. Was it 10-8
It
or
was 10-8.
Okay. It's a 12-0 run.
You see, a 10 and 12 is 22.
Well, I thought it was 12-8 before.
No, it's 10-8. Even if it was 12-8, it would have been 10-8.
AM 97 WCHN. We're back at Norwich High School. 22-8 is our score. Norwich leading against Whitney Point on a 12-point run to end that first quarter and jump out on top against the Golden Eagles.
Norwich was in control there as the quarter ended, but it was a 10-8 game not that long ago as the Golden Eagles have turned the ball over, having a hard time handling the ball, and have turned it over a few times.
Credit the Norwich defense. They've done a great job working the man-to-man against Whitney Point. Golden Eagles will inbound to start the second quarter, and they get it into Klossner. Now back out to McIntyre, and he'll work it around to Welch. Stolarczyk back in now, and Stolarczyk goes right to the basket, hard off the glass. He misses the shot, but is fouled on the play. So Stolarczyk will check to the line for Whitney Point.
Laser's call for that one. His first. Second team foul. Whitney Point has 4 team fouls.
Lineup stays the same on the floor for Norwich as it was at the end of the first quarter. Jason James, Bob Laser, Jason Lawrence, Jim Boyer, and Charlie Whiteman all on the floor for the Purple Tornado. Stolarczyk misses the first from the line. Along with him out on the floor, number 20, that's Joel Welch. 15 is Scotty McIntyre. Also out there is Klossner. And I believe number 34, Doug Lawrence. Misses them both, and Whiteman comes away with the rebound. Charlie Whiteman works it up for Norwich. Whiteman into the lane, off the glass, and 2 more for Charlie Whiteman. 11 points on the night for him, and Norwich now a 24-8 lead. Pressure defense again by the Purple Tornado, and Scott McIntyre will snap it up to Welch. Welch comes in, takes the jumper uncontested, misses off the back of the iron. Rebound underneath by Klossner, and Mark Klossner gets the bucket, 24-10. So finally, after a 14-0 run, Whitney Point gets back on the board, and Norwich throws it away at the other end. It'll be Whitney Point ball. 24-10, our score again, just underway here in the second quarter. Norwich against the Golden Eagles of Whitney Point. Purple Tornado having their way at the end of the first quarter. Here comes Stolarczyk, snap pass underneath to Lawrence. Lawrence can't hit off the glass, gets his own board, and gets it back outside to McIntyre. His jumper misses, and Jason Lawrence comes away with the rebound. Long pass down to Whiteman. He can't get it, but it goes into the hands of Bobby Laser. A fortunate bounce for Norwich. Laser misses the shot, but he'll go to the line after the foul.
Good rebound by Lawrence. The one thing I'd like to see Jason Lawrence do is put the ball on the floor, which he did there for a couple of times. He tried to up it to Whiteman. Pass just a little bit short. Eagles broke it up.
Well, Bobby Laser will step to the free throw line. He'll have 2 shots there for Norwich. Laser 27 points in last night's win over Shenango Forks. And Blue Devils getting a little redemption tonight. They came back and beat Oxford in the game earlier tonight, the consolation games. Shenango Forks winning 72-63 against the Blackhawks as Bob Laser misses the first from the line. 7:02 to go here in the first half. Norwich with a 14-point lead, 24-10. Make it 25-10 as Laser hits the second from the line. Golden Eagles again working along the baseline. They have to go against the Norwich pressure. They get it up to McIntyre. Fairly uneventful this time as he goes in the lane. Can't get around the big body of Jason Lawrence. And his pass of course hits Klossner in the back of the head, and Whitney Point comes away with it on the turnover.
A point guard he ain't.
Jason Lawrence 0 for 2 on his long passes tonight. Jason James working for a steal at midcourt and a foul called. And James could get a technical after he knocks the ball on the ground there. He won't get that, but he will get called for the foul. Glenn Van Houten at the scorer's bench. He's set to check back in for the Purple Tornado.
Uh-oh. The jaw-jacking going on out there.
And guess who's at the center of it?
Charlie Whiteman.
Charlie Whiteman and Joel Welch. These two had words earlier. Welch went to the bench after their first sparring match. This time it looks like it'll be Charlie Whiteman who goes to the bench as Glenn Van Houten comes in to replace him. They got the big lineup on the floor now with Laser and Lawrence and Charlie Whiteman all in the ball, or excuse me, Laser and Van Houten and Lawrence all in the ball game.
Kevin Pohl checked in for Charlie Whiteman.
So it's Pohl, Boyer, Laser, Van Houten, and James. As Klossner goes underneath and scores for the Golden Eagles, 25-12. Norwich up on top by 13. James comes down and drops it off to Boyer. Boyer back to James for 3 from the top of the key. Misses off the front of the iron. Rebound that time, and a shot put up by Laser. He misses. James with the rebound. James in the lane, blocked. And here comes Stolarczyk on the break. He's got McIntyre out front. McIntyre to the glass, and he scores the bucket. And gets a foul call.
Kevin Pohl that time coming in and trying to break things up, and came in hard.
Knocked McIntyre to the floor, so he will go to the line. A chance at a 3-point play for Whitney Point. Trailing in this one 25-14 with 6:13 to play.
Was that a post-possession foul? What was that? The Golden Eagles have the ball.
They say that's after the basket. I don't get it. Whitney Point gets the basket back. They get the basket, and they get the ball back.
Must have been after the basket.
Stolarczyk now in the lane. That one will be a 3-point play attempt. The basket goes, and I'm certain that that foul was called before the basket.
That one on Jim Boyer. Jim Boyer got his licks. I think he fouled him twice on the way up.
Stolarczyk, though, got the shot to fall. 25-16 now the score with 6:03 to play in the opening half. And the Golden Eagles a chance at a three-point play. Stolarczyk misses. Rebound by Boyer. Boyer and James on the floor fighting for this one. A jump ball again called, and Norwich has possession arrow.
From where? Quarter change. Okay.
Quarter change.
All right. Guys busting on the floor for that one. A 4-point play, almost a 5-point turn right there for Whitney Point. Turned out only being a 4-point swing. 25-16, just a 9-point lead for Norwich.
Jason James will work it up court against McIntyre. His pass knocked out of bounds by Welch. Good hustle that time for Whitney Point as James a little slow on that pass over to Boyer, or the Pole, excuse me. Kevin Pole inbound. Gets it to Laser. Laser outside the three-point line, now works to James. James looking for a screen, gets it to Laser. Laser now takes it in. Pulls up for the 12-footer, misses high off the glass. Loose ball out front. Here comes Whitney Point to McIntyre. McIntyre scores, and 25-18 is our score. 7-point lead for Norwich as they come down the floor on a long pass to Laser. He loses it out of bounds, but it will be Norwich ball. 25-18 the score, and a timeout on the floor. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. Norwich up by 7 with 5:34 to play in this second quarter as you listen to Purple Tornado Basketball on AM 97 WCHN. With 5:34 to play in this opening half, and after putting on a 14-point run, the Purple Tornado have folded a bit and let Whitney Point get back into this one a little.
Again, sloppy ball handling, and Norwich trying to push things a little bit, lengthen the court passes and things like that have not worked out well for them. And Whitney Point hustling defensively, also getting a few rebounds.
Offensive spark is back in as Charlie Whiteman returns to the ball game for Norwich. Three-point attempt by Kevin Pole. He misses. Rebound by the Golden Eagles.
Bobby Laser taking a seat as well. Going with the smaller, quicker lineup, Norwich is at this point.
Pole, Boyer, James, Van Houten, and Whiteman on the floor.
Boyer called for a foul right there, a reaching foul.
5:19 to play in the opening half, and Norwich leads by 7 here in the finals of the tip-off tournament. A couple of defending state champions, Norwich from Class B and Whitney Point from Class C in this one. They inbound the ball to Welch. Welch looks for some help and gets it out to McIntyre. Now McIntyre inside to Klossner. Klossner high off the glass. His shot misses, tip misses, and Van Houten comes away with a rebound. Fights it out to Kevin Pole. Here comes Pole down the floor. Works it to Whiteman. Whiteman drives to the glass. Shot misses, but he is fouled on the way in by Stolarczyk, so Charlie Whiteman will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
And that's the second one on Stolarczyk. 16 fouls for both teams now. Norwich had an advantage before. I think it was 5-2. Now each team was 6. Now ready to go into 1-1 with 5 minutes left in the first half.
Jason James goes to the bench for his first spell of the night, and Chris Maynard returns to the lineup for the Purple Tornado as Whiteman toes the free throw line. Whiteman misses the first from the line. He had 12 points last night, all of that coming on three-point shots, hit 4 of them during the game against Shenango Forks. Whiteman's second free throw good, and it's a 26-18 lead for the Purple. Welch brings it up the floor, gets it underneath to Lawrence. Back outside they go to McIntyre, now to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk in the lane. Misses the shot, gets his own rebound, though, and fights for it underneath. Works it back outside to Welch. Welch drives in, and uncontested goes up and misses a shot. Jimmy Boyer with the rebound for the Purple Tornado. He works it to Kevin Pohl. He'll bring it up for Norwich. Pohl in the lane. His pass grabbed by McIntyre. McIntyre ahead to Stolarczyk. He runs it down in the corner but can't get a shot off. Now works it over to Lawrence, who knocks it down to McIntyre. McIntyre underneath.
Boy, if the Eagles had a three-point shooter, they might be able to get back in this thing. They've had a lot of shots open from beyond the three-point stripe. When they break the fast break, and a couple of times right there, a little slow defensively for Norwich. A couple of open shots deep, but I guess nobody can shoot them.
No one has even really thought about taking any attempts from out there. There may have been one attempt from three-point land all night. Bobby Laser returns for Norwich. Inbound pass by Whitney Point, grabbed by Kevin Pohl. It goes out of bounds. It will be Golden Eagle ball. Number 33 for Whitney Point, Matt Lindo, his first action of the night as he checks in. Klossner looking for some help as he tries to get the ball in, and he has to call a timeout. So 26-18 our score. Norwich on top, 4:20 to play in the first half. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well as you listen to Norwich basketball on AM 97 WCHN.
Jason had his wrist last night.
I'm sorry?
Jason hurt his wrist last night. I video why he got past the ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lawrence or James?
Lawrence.
Where's that note we got? Popsy. Get that in at some point in time.
You got it, Scooter. AM 97 WCHN back at Norwich High School. Finals of the Norwich tip-off tournament, and with 4:20 to play in the first half, Norwich leads 26-18 against Whitney Point.
A little sloppy out there. You can tell that both teams, it's early in the season, more so for Norwich. I mean, we got kind of spoiled, I think, late last year, just seeing a well-oiled machine working and then coming back now, and football season just getting done and not back into the swing of things. A lot of basketball to be played this year. And it's still very early for both teams. I think that's what Norwich is experiencing right now a little bit.
Going to take them some time to get things back into shape, get their combinations down out there with some different players on the floor this year for Norwich. Whitney Point with the ball. McIntyre works out front against Kevin Pohl. Gives it up to Lindau, and then it goes right back to McIntyre. Most of the work for the Golden Eagles has been outside, and that's where they are now. Welch looking for McIntyre, who gets a back door and heads on in. And a little guy like that going in to score against some of the big trees for Norwich as McIntyre scores. Now back the other way. Whiteman's three-pointer misses. And Welch comes away with the long rebound for Whitney Point. 26-20, a 6-point game now. Norwich with the lead.
A 12-4 run for the Eagles.
They work it around the outside to McIntyre. They stay outside, and then when they see that opening, they head on in. They're not hitting shots from outside. All of them are coming underneath. They keep it outside and look for that opening as McIntyre drives and draws a foul. Kevin Pohl, his second foul, and with 3:21 to play, Whitney Point is in the bonus situation, 1-1 now from the line for the Golden Eagles. So we'll find out if they've got any free throw talent here as Scott McIntyre, the point guard, toes the stripe. 26-20 is our score. 3:21 to play in the opening half of the Norwich Tip-Off Tournament Finals. Purple with a lead, but Whitney Point cutting into it as McIntyre hits the first from the line. 26-21 now our score. And they know who not to foul. McIntyre hits them both, and it's a 4-point lead now for the Purple Tornado as Kevin Pohl runs it up.
14-4 run for the Eagles.
Pass to Maynard is almost stolen, and then he loses it out of bounds, so it'll be Whitney Point ball again. Golden Eagles continue to go on the move. McIntyre inbounds to Klossner. Now McIntyre out front, works against Maynard. Looking to get things down to a 2-point game. Driven into the corner and then works it out to Welch. Welch now outside, gets it across to Klossner. Klossner near the midcourt stripe, drops it off to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk inside, high pass to Lawrence. Lawrence back to Welch. Welch now snaps it to Lawrence on the baseline. He works it outside to Welch, and now Whitney Point turns it over, and it will be Norwich ball. Good defense that time by the Purple Tornado.
Eagles, the Golden Eagles are in no rush to take a shot. Taking their time, working the ball around inside, then kicking it back outside, taking some time off the clock. Down to 2:46 left in the first half.
Substitution now for Norwich is number 54, Jason Lawrence, comes back into the ball game for Glenn Van Houten. Bobby Laser at the top of the key, works it to Maynard. Maynard for three. Air ball, it's a rebound for Whitney Point. McIntyre comes away from it, and he goes inside and draws a foul as he hits Chris Maynard in the lane. Looked like Maynard may have had position that time, but McIntyre draws the foul. First on the night on Chris Maynard, and McIntyre goes back to the line. 26-22, the Norwich lead is down to 4 with 2.5 to play in the opening half. McIntyre, who hit both of them from the line last time around, knocks down his first here, and it's a 3-point game, 26-23.
As you said before, he's the one you don't want to foul.
McIntyre now 4 of 4 here down this stretch, and it's a 2-point lead for Norwich as Jason James will bring it up for the Purple. Works it to Maynard and then to Laser. Laser goes in the lane. That shot will not count as it falls for Norwich, but the foul coming way outside in the lane. So Bobby Laser will step to the line. Now, they had already marked bonus up on the scoreboard, but I believe that was the 17 foul right there for Whitney Point.
Yep.
And in any case, it will be 1-1 now for Bobby Laser.
Both teams in the bonus.
On the floor right now for Norwich, along with Laser, Charlie Whiteman, number 3, Jason James, number 44, Chris Maynard, number 21, and Jason Lawrence, number 54. The starters remain in for Whitney Point. They have done little substituting off the bench in this first half, and fatigue could become a factor. A 3-point lead now for Norwich, 27-24, as Laser hits the first from the line.
That's the first time it's got a point in a long time.
It's been a long cold spell here for the Norwich side on offense. Laser misses the second free throw. Jason James fights for the rebound, tips it to Maynard, who gets it to Whiteman for a deep three. Misses. Lawrence working on the rebound. He can't get it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Stolarczyk, and it will be Norwich ball. Norwich may have caught a break on that one, because that ball was on its way out of bounds. Stolarczyk got a hand on it, though, and it will be Purple ball. James inbounds to Whiteman. Whiteman drives to the top of the key, then brings it back outside and around to Maynard. Maynard to James. James for 3 from the line. He misses, and Bobby Laser, I believe, will be called for the foul. Working for the rebound, he went over the back of of Lawrence, and Laser will be assessed his second on the night. 27-24, the Norwich lead is down to 3 with 2:05 to play in the first half.
Norwich scoring just 5 points in the second quarter. It was 22-8 to start the second quarter. It's now 27-24.
Norwich, who went on a big run to end the first quarter, really has cooled down here in the second period of action. As Klossner misses from the line, Maynard comes away with it and gets it to Whiteman. Whiteman goes to the glass. He misses on the layup, but a foul called. And Charlie Whiteman now will get a chance to go to the line. Substitutions for Whitney Point is number 44. Bill Tillotson checks in for his first action of the half. Foul call that time on number 34, Doug Lawrence for Whitney Point.
That's his third on the evening. 3-4-3. I couldn't figure that out.
So Whiteman goes to the free throw line.
34. That's his third foul.
Our stat guy here just trying to confuse us.
Things a little different up here this year. We've got a camera next to us. Not for us, thank goodness. For you, more so than us.
Working out the bugs here on our first broadcast of the year. The championship game of the Norwich tip-off tournament, Purple Tornado, leading by 3 against the Whitney Point Golden Eagles, 27-24, 2 minutes to play in the opening half.
Century Cable venturing into cafeteria TV.
Is it pay-per-view in there, do you know?
I think so.
Whiteman misses from the line, and Jason Lawrence fights for the rebound, but they lose it out of bounds. It will be Whitney Point ball.
Due to the large crowds expected, like last year, this year for Norwich, they've set up a video camera right next to us up here in the booth, between the gym and the pool, and they're piping it into the cafeteria. So you can watch it on big screen TV.
Closed circuit action right here in Norwich. Go figure. Whitney Point in their customary spot, working outside the three-point line. Stolarczyk, his pass to Tillotson deflected, and as he heads into the Norwich bench, it will be a turnover. Purple Tornadoes get the ball. 27-24, a minute 36 now to go in this opening half. Tillotson kind of coming in there now because of the foul problems for Doug Lawrence, who hasn't really had much activity offensively, but has been a tough guy out there on the floor for Whitney Point. Now Jason James works it inside, and a foul called against Whitney Point. Looks like it will be against McIntyre. Jason James toes the line. Second foul on the night on Scotty McIntyre. One-and-one situation. Or is this a two-shot? The two-shot foul for Jason James, and he makes the first. (28-24).
Violation.
Violation ahead of the free throw. Good news for Jason James because he missed that one. He'll get a second shot at it. James hits, and it's a 29-24 ball game, a minute 25 to play in the second period. Welch now ahead for Whitney Point. Works it to Klossner. Klossner guarded by Lawrence in the corner. Gets around him and snaps the pass underneath to Tillotson. Tillotson out to Stolarczyk. Steal by Maynard. He taps it to Whiteman. Whiteman on the run ahead. Looks for Laser. Pass is knocked out of bounds. It will be Whitney Point ball.
Morris checks in for Norwich.
A minute 6 to play, and Josh Morris gets the crowd on their feet as he comes in for his first action of the season for the Purple Tornado. Did not play in last night's win over Shenango Forks, but with a minute 6 to go in this one, he comes in for the Purple. McIntyre has it knocked away from behind by Whiteman. Ball rolls out of bounds, and Whitney Point will retain possession. 59 seconds to play in this first half, and Norwich leads 29-24. A tough second quarter, though, for the Purple Tornado.
Coach Clue, a nice save in the corner there. Whiteman going full tilt. And there's no padding down at that end.
The Golden Eagles get it into Welch. He's guarded by Josh Morris. Welch drops it off to McIntyre. Welch and Charlie Whiteman works the screen and now takes on McIntyre. McIntyre works it out front against Whiteman. Looks for some help, gets Welch. Welch goes in a laser with a rejection. Taps it out of bounds. Jason James saves it back in, but it goes to Whitney Point. Tillotson now underneath, and Laser, his second block of the series. But a long save again, and it goes to Whitney Point, and finally a foul. This called against Jason James, as Stolarczyk fouled in the backcourt for Whitney Point. Bobby Laser finally got on fire on the defensive end. A couple of blocks that time. Really his first big action defensively tonight. They're going to need more of that, and they're going to need it consistently from Bob Laser if they want to go back to Glens Falls this season, I think.
You need to shoot better, too. Norwich only has one field goal this quarter. That was from Charlie Whiteman.
Stolarczyk at the line. He chunks it, and Jason Lawrence comes away with the rebound. Laser will run the floor for Norwich. He works the baseline and drives inside. His shot falls, and Norwich now goes up 31-24. 15 seconds to go. Whitney Point trouble getting it inbounds. Finally gets to McIntyre. He brings it up now down to 10 seconds. McIntyre for three. His shot misses, and the jump ball called. It'll be possession arrow to Whitney Point.
That was a quick whistle on that jump ball. Whew. Lawrence in there, and he went down. That time was number 35, Foster. And a real quick jump ball call there.
Whitney Point will have it with 6 seconds to go in the first half, trailing 31-24. Purple Tornado, a little action here towards the end of the half, finally getting some points on the board. The low-scoring first half for Norwich. Inbound pass goes to McIntyre. He's guarded tightly by Whiteman. Gets off a shot, rebounded by Laser, and Norwich cannot get a final shot off. So the half ends with Norwich on top, 31-24. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and check that.
Here's the scoreboard.
How much is that?
What did he go into the commercial for?
What did you do?
Dropped out.
Was it a 30-second spot?
30-second spot. Drop out quick.
Dump out after this commercial.
Dump out of it after this commercial.
Dump out, man.
Wait.
AM 97 WCHN back to second half action here from Norwich High School. Purple Tornado and Whitney Point Golden Eagles in action here in the Norwich tip-off tournament. Norwich with a 7-point lead, 31-24 to start this period.
And they'll start with the ball.
Jason James works to Charlie Whiteman. Starters back in for Norwich: Van Houten, Maynard, Laser, Whiteman, and Jason James. And Chris Maynard works it outside. Goes in, has his pass stolen on the tip, and Stolarczyk comes away with it. And Maynard climbs over his back. He'll be called for the foul.
I don't like that call. It's got to be a no call or something. Although I think he would have lost the ball because Stolarczyk just stopped with the ball, and Maynard was right on top of him. There's no way he could have stopped. I'd rather see something else called beside a foul. You know.
Second foul on Maynard for the night, and McIntyre will bring it up for Whitney Point.
There's really nothing else you could call it.
No, that's the only problem with that. It's tough because he would have lost the ball. Stolarczyk goes inside, dumps it off to Klossner. Klossner starts off the half with the score for Whitney Point, 31-26 now, a 5-point lead for Norwich. Bobby Laser outside on the wing for the purple. He drives in, puts the runner up, rolls around and falls to Laser. It's a 33-26 ball game, 7:18 to play in the third.
Gets the roll.
All the starters are back in right now for Whitney Point. One guy you got to keep an eye on is Lawrence. He has 3 fouls. McIntyre works it against Whiteman. Tries to get it over to Stolarczyk. Knocked away by Maynard. Whiteman comes away with it, then to James. James pass inside to Chris Maynard. 2 points for Maynard. 35-26 now our score. Norwich on top by 9.
A little bit of pressure from Norwich. Not the full court pressure they showed the first half, but a turnover by Whiteman. Knocks it away. Maynard gets the ball, gives it back to Whiteman for the easy layup.
Whiteman did the job tipping it away from behind. And now they put a little more pressure on the ball. Long pass ahead to Welch. Welch in the lane for Whitney Point. He drops it out to Lawrence. Lawrence now works it around to Stolarczyk, and he'll set it up outside. Whitney Point content to keep it outside until they can find something down low. That's how they did it in the first half, and it kept them in this ball game, trailed only by 7 at the half. McIntyre plays catch with Stolarczyk, who goes inside. His shot missed. They're going to call a foul on that play, I believe on Glenn Van Houten.
Yep.
Stolarczyk might have gotten an extra step with the ball that time, almost in the lane.
Second team foul for Norwich.
First foul on the night against Glenn Van Houten. It'll be a shooting foul, 2 shots from the line for Stolarczyk. Klossner, number 35. Lawrence, number 34. McIntyre, number 15. Welch, number 20. And at the line, number 21, Stolarczyk for the Golden Eagles. He makes the first, and it's a 10-point game. Norwich on top, 37-27. Stolarczyk gets them both. 37-28 now our score for the Purple Tornado as they get it up to Charlie Whiteman. Whiteman for 3. His second tray of the evening. And it's a 40-28 score. Norwich up by a dozen. Laser with the steal on the inbound pass, and he gets the jam. That gets the crowd going, and it's a 42-28 ball game. Chris Maynard tips the ball on the pass. It goes to Van Houten, and here comes Norwich again the other way. Laser again to the glass, and now all of a sudden the offense heating up for Norwich. Laser scores 2 more. Whitney Point inbound to Welch. Welch double team. He gets it across to McIntyre. And a timeout called by Whitney Point. A run by Norwich. They lead 44-28 with 5:35 to play in the third. We'll take a timeout and come back for more as you listen to Norwich basketball on AM 97 WCHN. "30 seconds, please." Yeah.
Why is it a black eagle and not a golden one? Anybody, help me with this one here.
Burton's not in the play. It's Burton. He's not going to play.
Why is he undressed?
He's not playing.
Listen, A.
AM 97 WCHN back at Norwich High School. Purple Tornado up 44-28 with 5:35 to play in the third. Scooter.
Norwich Purple Tornado and Purple Tornado fans want to say a special hi and a heartfelt get well quick. A very loyal Norwich fan and proud grandfather of Jason James and Charlie Whitney. He hasn't missed an athletic event for either grandson in the last 9 years. He's been in the hospital, but is expected to be back at the start of the regular season. Interior cruciate ligament. Popsy James, get well quick from all your friends and family.
And as we speak, another Whitney point turnover. Charlie Whitman keying the defense as the Golden Eagles can't get it inbounds. And we've seen the offense all of a sudden light up for Norwich here to start the third, but the defense is what's triggered it. Charlie Whitman now works the show. A deep three for Whitman from the top of the key. He rattles it home. His third tray of the night, 47-28 now. Our score with 5:26 to play in the third.
Whitney Point really having a tough time with the press, although they break it pretty easily that time.
Welch brings it up. Looks for the help and gets it out to McIntyre for three. McIntyre hits from the wing. 47-31 our score. An offensive showcase all of a sudden as Laser dumps it down to Van Houten. High off the glass goes Glenn Van Houten and he scores the bucket. 49-31 now with 5 minutes to play in the third.
Got a break, got a break.
Double team working against McIntyre. He gets it up to Joel Welch. Welch, guarded by Van Houten, gets it back out to McIntyre. McIntyre drops it to Welch. They stay outside the three-point arc for all their passing action. Around to Lawrence. Lawrence working with 3 fouls. Van Houten knocks it out of his hands, but he recovers and gets it to McIntyre. McIntyre, nice dish in the lane to Stolarczyk. Shot does not count, though. He walks with it. Tough call that time by the officials underneath as Stolarczyk had the shot and looked like he was fouled. But instead it goes the other way, but Norwich throws it away on a long pass. Again, that's the long outlet passes for the Purple have not been sharp tonight. 49-31, Norwich lead as they have 4.5 to play in the third.
That's just going to come with playing.
Klossner having problems getting it in, and he throws it long to Van Houten, who snaps it into the corner looking for Maynard.
Looking for Coach Pluta, I think.
And it goes out of bounds in the corner. Coach Pluta, the guard, the door guard down there. Century.
Nobody gets by him.
Whitney Point works it inbounds to McIntyre, and he'll bring it up against Charlie Whitman. Now double teamed by Whitman and Laser tries to pick his pocket. Foul going to be called on the play against Bobby Laser as he went for the steal against McIntyre. 49-31 is our score here in the third period. 4:22 to play.
Charlie Whitman's going to the line?
They call McIntyre for the foul somehow.
All right, no, it was not on the shot.
So Jason James inbounds it to Whitman, who gives it up to Maynard. Maynard gets a screen and comes off of it for the jumper near the free throw line. Misses. Whitman gets the loose ball and takes it outside. Looking for some help, guarded by Welch. Drops it to Maynard. Maynard goes baseline and gets it into Van Houten. Nice look that time from Maynard to Van Houten. And he scores the deuce, 51-31, a 20-point lead for Norwich. Laser and Stolarczyk bumping a little bit down underneath. And,
first warning, I think.
Official told him. Now Laser will guard the man with the ball, throwing it in. That's Klossner. Gets it to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk loses it to Whitman, though. Whitman pulls up for 3. Misses. Rebound by McIntyre. McIntyre weaves through the traffic and brings it up court for the Whitney Point Golden Eagles. Loses it in the lane, but a foul is going to be called against Jason James. And is that only his second on the night or his third? Third on Jason James. But I will give him credit because normally he has 3 within a minute of being on the floor.
Very aggressive. Morris going to check back in for Norwich.
Josh Morris getting his feet wet tonight, getting a little action. Was in for about a minute to end the first half, and now comes back in for Jason James, who goes to the bench with 3 fouls. Morris still recovering from a knee injury he sustained at the end of football season. I guess a lingering injury he had before the game that he actually was knocked out of for the football squad. Whitney Point works it to Klossner. Klossner goes underneath but can't score. Rebound by Maynard. He bounces it looking for Bobby Laser, but McIntyre comes away with it instead. And Maynard to steal again. Chris Maynard, a little out of control, gets it to Whitman. Whitman goes to the glass. Easy layup for Charlie Whitman. It's a 53-31 ball game. Norwich on top, 3:15 to play in the third quarter. Foster now forced to bring it up for Whitney Point. He gets it to Welch. Welch drops it to McIntyre, and they work it around the outside of the perimeter to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk goes to the baseline and then drops it back out to Lawrence. They'll leave him alone out there. Don't think they'll shoot it. And he gives it up to Welch.
Whitney Point with a lot of open threes, and they're not taking advantage of them at all.
Only McIntyre has shot anything from the outside. He did hit a three earlier in this period.
Whiteman has 8 points here in the third quarter. A couple of threes as well.
20 points on the evening.
Last time, nice finger roll.
His points either come driving to the basket or from three-point land. Nothing in between.
What's in between?
Well, you know, a little 12-foot jumper from someplace. You know. He doesn't bother with those. If he's going to take a jump shot, it's from outside the three-point arc.
Way deep.
Substitutions now for Norwich as Jim Boyer and Kevin Pohl both check into the ball game, so they'll join Whiteman, Morris, and Laser on the floor. Whitney Point works it in, and they get it to Welch. Welch sets up the offense. Drops it off to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk drives inside and then gives it back to Welch. Welch from just inside the three-point line. He drains it. 53-33 now our score. 2:28 to play in the third. Josh Morris brings it up for Norwich. Morris kicks it off to Kevin Pohl. Pohl along the baseline. Bounce pass to Boyer. Nice look. He can't connect on the shot. Gets his own rebound and fights it outside. Call for traveling underneath. Once Boyer got down low there and got the rebound off his initial miss, the Whitney Point defense just collapsed on him. He had nowhere to go.
Swarming.
20-point lead for Norwich, 53-33 as Tillotson checks back in for the Golden Eagles. Tillotson, Welch, Stolarczyk, McIntyre, and Klossner now on the floor for Whitney Point.
Biggest lead of the evening for Norwich, 20 points. They're up by 14. Oh, almost went in. Whiteman on the steal. Knocked it away, almost went in.
Charlie Whiteman on the deflection of the pass. It almost went in off the deflection. Then Norwich came up with the ball, and a blocking foul is called against Whitney Point. It goes against number 20, Joel Welch, his second foul on the night. As you were saying, 20 points, the biggest lead that Norwich has had. Really got things going here in the third period after a slow second quarter.
Was a 22-8 lead to start the second quarter, and wound up being a 4-point lead at halftime.
7-point lead.
A 7-point lead.
But it was cut down to 4 at one point in time.
Actually down to 2 at one point in time.
Josh Morris inbounds to Charlie Whiteman. Loses the handle on the inbound pass, and it goes out of bounds. Whitney Point will have it. Really have erupted here in the third period for some big points, extending their lead to 20. As number 22 for Norwich, Paul McNamara checks in his first action on the evening. Charlie Whiteman heads to the bench for 20 points. Stolarczyk with the ball. He gets a double team and splits it ahead to Klossner. Klossner now, bounce pass inside, knocked away by Boyer. It goes into the hands of Bobby Laser. Laser runs the floor for Norwich, goes right to the hole and scores the deuce. On the finger roll for Bob Laser, 55-33, a 22-point lead for Norwich. Whitney Point works it ahead to Welch. Welch looking for help, gets it out to McIntyre. McIntyre now guarded by Paul McNamara out front. Now the double team for Morris. Gets it away to Welch, and he traveled with it. Welch doesn't like the call and flirted with a technical there afterwards.
Flirted is a good word. I don't know if he's mad at himself or mad at the call, but a little time on the bench to think about it. Coach Abrams taking him out.
Jim Abrams' story right there. His first year as head coach for Whitney Point, taking over for Jack Halloran, winningest coach in New York State Public High School history. Retired just before the start of the season. Bob Laser goes inside and misses the shot, but a foul called. So Jim Abrams kind of thrown into the fire here. Was really, no one knew who was going to be the head coach of this team until the first day of practice when he showed up with the whistle.
Yep.
And won their first 2 games, took Dryden in a game this week, and then won last night against Oxford, but right now in trouble against the Norwich team that leads 55-33 with a minute 24 to play in the third.
It's any consolation. I don't think the Eagles, the Golden Eagles, will be the only team that are in trouble with Norwich this year.
No, I don't think so. Laser makes his first from the line. Laser gets them both. It's 57-33 now. He's the only starter left in the ball game, although Josh Morris would be a starter normally when he's recovered from his injury. Whitney Point works it ahead. They get it to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk goes in strong, misses the shot, rebound by Laser. He runs the break down the floor for Norwich, goes in one-handed on the finger roll and is called for a charge. Bob Laser that time wanting some offensive glory and instead gets called for the charge, and Jason Lawrence heads to the scorage table. I would assume to check in for Laser.
That's his third foul with 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the third quarter. It's the second time he's gone coast to coast, and this time he's called on the foul.
57-33, Norwich on top. Jason Lawrence in the game, number 54 for Norwich. And substitution as well for Whitney Point is number 33, checks in Matt Lindau. And Stolarczyk will head to the bench. Now Whitney Point takes a timeout. We'll grab a 30-second timeout as well. Norwich leads 57-33 with 1 minute 10 to play in the third period as you listen to Purple Tornado Basketball on AM 97 WCHN. Just a 30-second, please. AM 97 WCHN will return to Norwich High School. Jeff Bishop and Matt Dowling along with you tonight for the finals of the Norwich Tip-Off Tournament. The Purple Tornado leading 57-33 in this one against Whitney Point with 1 minute 10 to play in the third period.
Norwich in control here in the second half. Some substitutions being made. A lot of people getting some different time. As you mentioned, Morris into the game.
And Norwich continuing with the full court pressure. McIntyre this time gets it ahead. And they work it around outside. The shot put up that time by number 14. That's Keith Kaminsky, who has just checked in for Whitney Point. He misses, but Whitney Point comes away with it, and McIntyre controls again. McIntyre out front, guarded by Paul.
Again, the notorious man-to-man defense in effect for Norwich.
Morris knocks it out of bounds. Whitney Point will have it. You don't see too much else from the Norwich club, but it's almost all man-to-man. They don't use too much zone. McIntyre looks to inbound it. Morris knocks it away and comes away with a steal on the inbound pass. Morris to the glass, getting the bucket and sending to the line. A chance for a three-point play for Josh Morris. His first points of the season. Did not play in last night's ball game, but comes in with a flurry in this one, gets a steal and goes right down and scores the bucket.
What happened? They called a technical on Morris for being excited?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A technical called against Josh Morris, and Coach Abbott may get one here in a moment as well. Incredible.
It's like the old taunting foul that they have in the NBA. He was excited. He made the basket. It was a good shot. And he's one of the players that doesn't get in your face.
Now, he goes on the floor and goes about his business pretty much. Josh Morris just excited to get a basket on a nice play. He'll get a free throw because he was fouled, but then it's going to go the other way, and Whitney Point will have technicals to shoot. Josh Morris hits his free throw, so a three-point play for the Purple Tornado. They go up 59-33. But now at the other end, Scott McIntyre will tilt the line for the Golden Eagles and shoot the technical called against Josh Morris. Incredible. The foul, by the way, was against Keith Kaminsky, his third. And McIntyre, obviously the best free throw shooter on the Whitney Point Club, knocks it down. On the floor right now for Norwich, number 54, Jason Morris, number 22, Paul Mackner. Number 4, Josh Morris, number 35, that's Jimmy Boyer. And number 32, Kevin Hall. McIntyre makes them both 59-35, the Norwich lead. And Whitney Point will have the ball. 37 seconds to play in the third. Incredible call against Josh Morris. Unbelievable. McIntyre inbounds it to Lindros. Lindros swarmed and he gets it back out to McIntyre. Down to 30 seconds to go now in the third period. McIntyre works against Morris. Now Kevin Pohl gets into the act. He comes away with a steal. on the floor with it, and he is called for traveling. And Norwich getting a little upset with the officials. And Kevin Pohl had a couple of words after that play. They got to keep in mind that they're winning this game 59-35. They don't want to let things get out of hand.
Or their mouths get out of hand.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Oh, okay.
Kaminsky now works it inside for the Golden Eagles, and he is called for traveling. Some sloppy ball handling. Obviously, this is an early season game for both these teams. As Norwich brings it inbounds, Josh Morris goes up. No shot. A foul call blocking against Whitney Point.
We need.
I don't have any white out in there. 59-35 with 12 seconds to play in the third period. Foul goes against number 15, Scott McIntyre, and that's danger because it's his fourth for Whitney Point. Inbound to Kevin Pohl for three. Off the glass.
Did he call that?
He did not call it. I did not see him call it, but he knocks down the three off the glass. Number 32, Kevin Pohl. And it's a 62-35 lead for Norwich. McIntyre's desperation shot goes awry. Third quarter comes to a close. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back for the final quarter of action. Norwich leads 62-35 as you listen to Purple Tornado Basketball on AM 97 WCHN. No, I don't have any white out. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, just 30. What's that?
Guys, make sure that they cover up the window.
Huh? No, fine. So you didn't tell you I was in the gym with us. No, fine.
Bored.
Yeah.
As we were much of last season.
It's tough when it gets to be a blowout and then they take the starters out. We don't even get to see them dunks or anything. AM 97 WCHN. We're back at Norwich High School. Final quarter of action for tonight's ball game. Whitney Point and the Norwich Purple Tornado. Now, these two teams, both the state champions last year, Matt, but I think right now the possibilities of another state championship for Whitney Point maybe not as good as they would be for Norwich to start this season off with the guys that are returning on each side of the bench. I mean,
when you lose 4 or 5 of your 4 of the 5 starters that you had last year, it's not going to be too good, and the 5th starter is sitting on the bench because he's injured, the biggest man on the team. It does not bode well, especially when going against somebody of Norwich's caliber, who has, again, a deep team this year.
Well, they returned 11 guys from a team that went to the state championships and won it all last year, so it's going to be tough for teams coming up against a very experienced club in the Purple Tornado.
And a lot of guys that did not start for Norwich last year would have started on a lot of other teams.
Stolarczyk working it outside and has it knocked around. Norwich, Jim Boyer and Kevin Pohl doing a great job for the Purple on defense. They finally knock it out of bounds. It will be Whitney Point ball. 63-35 is our score to start the final period of play here. Whitney Point had it down to 2 very, very early in this ball game and looked good in the second half. There's only a 7-point lead for Norwich at the half, but since then, the third quarter, a big one for the Purple Tornado. Steal by Kevin Pohl. He goes in, lays it off the glass and can't hit. Ball knocked out of bounds by Jimmy Boyer. It will be Whitney Point's possession.
They should do in these games. It's fourth quarter running time. Because usually by the time we get to the fourth quarter in these Norwich games, it's over.
That would be the Norwich rule, right?
Yeah, it's implement the Norwich rule.
Okay.
Running time in the fourth quarter. Auburn back.
Problems there, dribbling the ball for number 31. That's Ted Hust, his first action of the night.
It's quality time we're losing right here. See, the clock has stopped.
I see what you're saying. I'm with you.
Running time.
It's the Norwich rule. We'll talk to the officials afterwards. Josh Morris gets it in play and kicks it up to Kevin Pohl. Pohl works outside the three-point line on the wing. Now goes baseline to McMurray and back outside to Morris. Morris works it around to Boyer and now back to Kevin Pohl. He goes baseline, dumps it to Jason Lawrence. His shot misses. Rebound underneath by Norwich. Can't get it to fall though, and away comes Whitney Point with the ball. Ahead to Lawrence, and he gives it up to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk now in charge of this team with McIntyre on the bench with 4 fouls. Gives it up to Klossner, and he has some problems. The ball tipped by Kevin Pohl. Jump ball possession arrow favors Norwich, so it will be the Purple Tornadoes ball.
McIntyre checks back in for Whitney Point.
He's really the guy they need out there on the floor. Their point guard, replacing a guy who really had a stellar career at Whitney Point. Corey Green now plays at Niagara University.
That's where it was. It escaped me.
Kevin Pohl with the ball for Norwich. He works it around to Boyer. Boyer for three from the baseline. Can't connect. Rebound by Welch. Welch brings it up for the Golden Eagles. Goes across the midcourt stripe. Pulls up at the free throw line. His jumper can't fall. Jason Lawrence with the rebound and fouled over the back by Mark Klossner. Yeah, I guess checking up on Corey Green, had some problems and missed some practices, and then was delegated to second string, but came into a game a couple nights ago, scored some points, was over 10, dished out some assists, had some good quality time for Niagara. Norwich works it into Kevin Pohl, and Kevin Pohl with the deuce from the lane. 65-35, a 30-point lead now for Norwich with 6 minutes to go. McIntyre for three. He can't connect. Stolarczyk with the rebound along the baseline. Looks for help and gets it into Welch. Welch goes to the glass. Rolls around and falls for Joel Welch. 65-37 now, Norwich on top. Jimmy Boyer works it to Kevin Pohl. Gets his man in the air, then goes inside. Can't hit on the 15-footer. Rebound by Welch. Welch comes out of the fray with the ball and a blocking foul called against Kevin Pohl. Bonus situation for Whitney Point.
Early, too. 5:36 left. Hence the running time period.
One more foul committed by the Golden Eagles, and then Norwich will also be in a bonus situation because there are 16 fouls against Whitney Point. Joel Welch will head to the line. 5:36 to play, and it's a 65-37 ball game. Norwich in command in this one. Again, only a 7-point halftime lead, but the third quarter a big one for Norwich as Welch hits his first from the free throw line. Gets them both. 65-39 is our score now. Norwich on top. Josh Morris works it to Jason Lawrence. Tips off his hands to Pohl. Now to McNamara along the baseline. Back out to Pohl. He drives. Dishes to Lawrence. Lawrence off the glass and in for Jason Lawrence. I believe his first points on the night. 67-39, Norwich on top. McIntyre gives it up to Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk in the lane. His shot does not fall. And fighting for the rebound is Lawrence. It goes off of him, out of bounds. Norwich will have it. Kenny King checking in for Norwich. His first action now in the evening as he heads in for Josh Morris. One of the new guys up on the varsity this season. Kenny King. Name familiar with anybody who knows anything about Norwich football. Did a great job as slot back this season. McNamara brings it up and gets it to Boyer. Boyer works against Klossner. Cross court pass to Pohl. Pohl inside to Kenny King. Goes right to the glass and he's blocked. McIntyre comes away with it.
Good defense that time by the Golden Eagles.
Scott McIntyre now works it across to Stolarczyk. Inside to Klossner. Nice pass down low to Welch. And Kevin Pohl up in the air and goes over the back of Joel Welch. Pohl will be called for the foul, and Welch will head back to the line. Welch did a good job faking and got him in the air.
Yeah, Pohl went up that time, and when he came down, there underneath was McIntyre. Or Welch, I'm sorry.
4 fouls now on Kevin Pohl. Welch misses this time from the free throw line. Rebound by Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk. Long pass out to McIntyre. He comes away with it. His shot misses, but he's fouled hard. And Scott McIntyre will now head to the free throw line. Hey, if Norwich didn't go so deep on their bench, they might worry about some of these fouls. But even with Kevin Pohl getting 4 fouls, and now McIntyre picks up his first, it's really not a problem as they go right through the bench. Now number 31, Destin Santa Cruz checking in for Norwich, his first action, and another guy up from the junior varsity squad.
4 in all came up. Santa Cruz, Kenny King, Danny Genung, and Jim Gorski.
Losing 3 guys to graduation, and then also Rob Hamilton, who's on to the college program with Clarkson, so he's not playing this year. McIntyre makes the first, but misses the second from the line. Lawrence with the rebound ahead to Kenny King. King brings it up for the Purple Tornado into Santa Cruz. And a touch foul called, I believe, on Klossner. Up the back of Santa Cruz, and he'll go to the line 1-and-1 time as Norwich now is in the bonus as well. Whitney Point goes over the limit, 17 foul of the half. 67-40 is our score. Norwich up by 27 with 4:25 to play. Santa Cruz misses from the line. Jason Lawrence comes away with a long rebound, gets it back to Santa Cruz, who works at the Boyer. Boyer now to Mackmer. Mackmer to Santa Cruz on the wing. Looking for help and finds it with Kenny King. He goes down low to Lawrence on the turnaround. Can't get the shot to fall, and the foul called as they go for the rebound.
Not a lot falling for Norwich there. Not getting any breaks. That was a good shot, good roll that time by Lawrence, but couldn't get anything to go for him. Then it goes over the back on the foul.
Jason Lawrence, a couple of his shots tonight just haven't fallen. He's had good looks at the basket. A guy who always works hard underneath and will give you all he has when he's on the floor. I think last year we dubbed him the three-point play man because whenever he would come in, he'd get a foul pretty quick on a move at the basket. Call for the foul, and Lawrence goes to the line. He misses. Rebound is tipped and goes into the hands of Jason Lawrence, and he outlets to Kenny King. Kenny King ahead for the Purple Tornado, works it out to Santa Cruz. He takes the three-pointer, misses off the back of the iron. Rebound, though, by Santa Cruz, and tries to get it inside to Boyer, and a foul called against Whitney Point. Score remains 67-40. Now 3:53 to go in this one for the Purple Tornado. Lots of other action going on today. Some big college football games, you know. SEC championship, Florida and Alabama, and this year things are not quite the same as they were last year, right?
No, and Alabama lost one of their star defensive players because he supposedly signed with an agent. I don't think they ever found out if he did or not, but the NCAA said he was not eligible to play in the game and hurt him. They lost by 15 to Florida, the SEC champion. East and the West deal and that whole thing. Also some college hoops action today. Big game. Kentucky and Indiana. Indiana won that one 96-84. Louisville beat Michigan State. Villanova, reminiscent of 1985, beat Georgetown 76-75. That one in overtime. Michigan beat Tennessee Chattanooga. Virginia beat Rice. California lost to Santa Clara 80-67. And tonight, of course, Tokyo Rose. The Tokyo Bowl, Michigan State and Wisconsin. Badgers win there, they go to the Rose Bowl.
If not, it's Ohio State. Justin Santa Cruz 1 of 1 from the free throw line, and back down at the other end, Whitney Point can't come up with the basket. Norwich comes down and turns it over themselves, so it's back and forth they go. 68-40 is our score with 3:29 to play, and checking in for the Purple Tornado is number 11, Andy Genung, his first action of the night.
In a game that I've had a hard time getting excited about lately, Army beat Navy 16-14.
The Army got out to a 16-0 lead and just hung on in the second half. Boring game. But then again, Army-Navy game almost always is.
A lot of pageantry. And next one today is the Kings, 123-101.
Matinee for New York as they come back after a loss against Houston a couple nights ago. Our score here is 68-40 with 3:24 to go. Scotty McIntyre has just fouled out for the Golden Eagles. And Norwich in a continuing effort to get everyone in this ball game. Jim Gorski, number 34, now checks in. So Gorski's on the floor. He's number 34. Number 20, Kenny King. Number 11, Andy Genung. Jason Lawrence, number 54, in there as well. Kaminsky, number 14, checks back in for Whitney Point, replacing McIntyre. And also in the ball game, number 22 for the Golden Eagles, that is Jason Nekwedevich. And that's close enough. I'm sorry. All apologies, Jason. You got a long name. And I was hoping he wasn't going to play. Loose ball on the floor. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow favors Whitney Point. Nekwedevich. You give it a shot. Nekwedevich?
Nekwedevich.
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 Yeah, after I try it 5 times, you jump in.
Sure.
Jason Nekwedevich in the ball game, number 22 for the Golden Eagles. And he will put the ball in play underneath the Norwich basket, drops it into Stolarczyk, and he'll send it up for Whitney Point. 68-40, 3 minutes to go in this one. Norwich on top. Stolarczyk to Tillotson, and they work it around to Nekwedevich. Fights it out to Kaminsky. Kaminsky, guarded by Genung. He drives inside and runs into the wall, set up by Jason Lawrence. Big charge foul as Lawrence just stands there and takes it. Keith Kaminsky driving in hard that time. 4 fouls now on Kaminsky. And Klossner goes to the bench for Whitney Point. In comes John Regan, number 13. Regan, Kaminsky, Tillotson, Stolarczyk, and Nekwedowicz on the floor for Whitney Point. Norwich works it ahead to Santa Cruz. He snaps to the cross. Gorski for 3, and he knocks it down. Jimmy Gorski, the big tray, and a 71-40 lead for Norwich.
He's pretty happy about that.
After the baseline, he checks in the volume and nails a 3, his first shot on the night.
Double dribble.
John Regan drives to the hoop, but a double dribble called before he got to Jason Lawrence. Norwich will take it. Genung drops it in to Kenny King. Up come the purple, leading by 31 with 2:20 to play. Gorski tries for another 3. This time he's burgered by Stolarczyk, who blocked it right back in his face.
Burgered?
Burgered. Gorski comes away with it, though, and drives in the lane. Dishes off to Santa Cruz. He goes inside, and a foul called as he drives into the lane. Burgered. Gorski got the hot hand there, maybe a little overconfident. Knocked down his first attempt, went for another one. That time Stolarczyk got there and knocked it right back.
He was, on that first 3, he was kind of in the corner all by himself, and then I think the Golden Eagles realized he was there and they put somebody on him.
Destin Santa Cruz steps to the free throw line for the Purple Tornado. 71-40 is the score. Make it 72. Rolls around and falls for Santa Cruz, who is now 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Santa Cruz misses this one. Rebound by Kenny King. King works against Nekwedowicz, drives inside and drops it out to Genung. Genung to Gorski from the top of the key for 3, misses. King with a rebound in the putback, he misses. Gets his own rebound though and brings it outside. Now into Jason Lawrence, and he is fouled on the shot.
Boy, Gorski likes to hang around outside, boy. He doesn't bang inside too much. He likes sticking around outside.
You know, I would have to take a guess, but I would think in practice he's shadowing Charlie Whiteman a little bit because he's hanging out outside the three-point arc, and as soon as the ball gets to his hands, whoosh, he's headed for the hoop with it. Jason Lawrence goes to the line. He will shoot a pair, fouled in the act of shooting. Brings rain on his free throw that misses.
Come on, big Jason.
72-40, again our score with 1:49 to go in this one. Stick around and see if Jim Gorski can hit another 3. Jason Lawrence gets this one from the line. And it's a 33-point lead for Norwich. Keith Kaminsky brings it up for Whitney Point. Dishes to Nekwedowicz, who loses it out of bounds. Norwich ball. Andy Genung will drop it in to Kenny King.
Gorski in his corner.
King runs it up, draws the double team from the Golden Eagles and loses it on a jump ball call. Possession arrow favors Norwich. I think if the officials had let them play a little bit longer, that would have been Whitney Point ball. But Norwich catches a bit of a break, and Gorski will inbound it for Norwich. Works it to Jason Lawrence.
Oh, no!
He takes a 3. Bombs away for Lawrence and misses off the back of the iron. Rebound by Gorski. He can't hit.
Oh, roll reversal right
out
there.
of bounds. Norwich will retain possession. Oh, Jason Lawrence. You don't see him take too many 3s.
And we found out why.
Kenny King will inbound from underneath the Norwich basket to Gorski. Gorski works it out to Santa Cruz, who spots up from three-point land. He misses. Goes inside and gets his own rebound. Now out to Kenny King. Everyone wants a tray. King works it to Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz on the blocks and into the lane. Stuffed that time by number 33, Matt Lindo. But Whitney Point turns it over on the break. Kenny King ahead to Lawrence. Lawrence goes inside and off the glass. That's Jason Lawrence territory. He scores the basket.
That's more better.
75-40 with a minute to play. Lindow looking for some help for Whitney Point as he sits there, and Lawrence comes out and tips it away. Kaminsky comes away with it. Lawrence playing the point guard.
But they're dogging.
Puts the pressure on Kaminsky. He gets away from him and brings it up for Whitney Point. Hanger in the lane by the Golden Eagles that time. It was Ted Hust. He misses the shot. And a foul called after on the rebound. 75-40 is our score. 38 seconds to play. Norwich in a runaway here for the tip-off tournament. It'll be the 3rd straight year that they've won this deal. Beat Whitney Point 2 years ago in an overtime affair. A lot more excitement than this one. And then a winner going away last year. Whitney Point not part of the lineup last season. Portland came in. Yes, you shake your head. Portland was in the tournament last year. At the first free throw, misses. Regan misses them both from the line. Kenny King with the rebound. Brings it up for the Purple Tornado. King dishes to Santa Cruz, who spots up for three on the wing. He can't hit. Rebound by the Golden Eagles. Regan ahead to Kaminsky. Kaminsky gets it up to Lindow. Lindow's three-pointer misses.
How much action inside? Most of it coming outside.
As I said, everyone wants the tray. Turnover, it goes Norwich's way, and Jason Lawrence will put it into play to Kenny King. 15 seconds to play, and Santa Cruz with the ball on the wing. Puts it on the floor and then drops it to Jason Lawrence. He doesn't take the three this time. Instead, gets it inside. Shot put up by Santa Cruz. He misses. Rebound by Whitney Point, and then Andy Genung on the steal. The foul called. This one may go against number 33, Matt Lindow. That would send Genung to the line.
2 seconds left.
75 to 40. Andy Genung just trying to get into the scoring column here. No points on the evening for Genung. Checked in late in the fourth quarter. He goes to the line. Hits the first, so Andy Genung a point on the evening. And on the floor right now, just thinking about it, 4 of the 5 guys out there were on the junior varsity last season for Norwich. Jason Lawrence, the only guy with varsity experience out there. Genung hits them both, 77 to 40. And Jason Lawrence steals the inbound pass, but I guess foot on the line. And Whitney Point will keep it. Vucevic gets it in, and that's the ball game. The last time I'll say his name this evening. 77 to 40 is our final score as Norwich takes the championship game of the tip-off tournament against Whitney Point. We'll take a timeout and come back, check your final game statistics. Again, though, Norwich, the championship of the tournament, 77 to 40, as you listen to Purple Tornado Basketball on AM 97 WCHN. Whitevich. What do you got left for spots? Anything?
10 o'clock for Bob Laser this evening. Other people scoring. Morris had a point. Had 3 points, excuse me.
Dave